Michael, you've had a couple of days to reflect on a frustrating, I think, judging by your interview afterwards, day on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the toughest games we've had in terms of our own performance. I thought Reading were good, but I thought we were pretty under par actually for the game. Looking back with a few days to reflect, I think a point's a good point. As everybody knows, we're still challenged up top with experience and pace and power, so I think that really showed in the game really. And we didn't really get hold of the ball as much as we usually do, I just think we were a bit under par.
Yeah, a quote that you said to me in the interview sort of stood out in my mind, and it was that they work hard, which is great from your point of view, but sometimes not in the cleverest of ways. Obviously, hard work is sometimes lacking in teams. Let's be honest. But how do you go about getting to be more clever? Is that sometimes personnel you need to look at things, or is it changing perceptions in players?
Yeah, I think so. They've worked hard. You know, the stats are telling us they're working hard even in the Reading game. So there's not issues that. I think sometimes we just need to be a bit smarter of how we work, where we work, how we change the intensity in the game without the ball. But also then, when we do have the ball, how do we be better on it and have spells? And I thought over the last couple of games we've had good halves and not so good halves, but we've always had spells where we've had a little bit of possession, and we really struggled to get hold of the ball on Saturday. So we need to do better going forward with that, really.
And in the medium term, maybe even in the long term, is that something that you talked in another interview, I think, with Rob, about needing experience? So experience is not necessarily old players, is it? It's just experience. Is that something you would get with perhaps a bit more experience in the team, whether, that's players who've played a lot of games who are still in their 20s or older players?
Yeah, there's, when you look at the League One caps in the team, it's still not a lot for other upper teams and against big clubs and big teams. So we're still learning all the time. They're still learning how I want to do things. And as I said when I came in, I think you saw it. It's a evolution. It's not a revolution. And within that, there's going to be peaks and troughs, and we have to be patient. I don't think anybody will be happy with the performance on Saturday. The players weren't. They wanted to do well, but all said and done, it's a point on the board. It's another good point, and if we keep, getting points and not playing well, then at least we're getting the points.
We've been talking to Jack Burrows. He was talking, and it's obviously visible when people watch the game as well, is that you want the wing backs, and perhaps even more so Jack than he had been in the past, playing a bit further forward in the pitch. Yeah,
I would like. It's difficult because they have to find the right moment. So it's moments to get higher, but definitely want to try and get them higher in the game so we can have a bit more spells of possession. I think that's one of the things where Reading struggled. We struggled to get the wing backs higher. We struggled to get them in the game, and then when we did try and play that we didn't have a quality of the ball and the switches of play and probably took too long on the ball, too many touches. But that's part of their learning. So yeah.
And we've seen the result of it, not just in terms of the attacking football, but coughing up a couple of penalties as well. In terms of playing them further forward, Jack.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so that's the benefit. I think there's also it pins them back a little bit. So, but I thought we really struggled to do that. But yeah, we still keep working on it in training, and we've been back into training today. They've worked really well, and we have to keep going. And I think just each game is throwing up different challenges for these players. And I think when, like you say, when the players are not, a bit young, you can see it's a bit naive at times. And I thought on Saturday we were trying, but we were a bit naive in situations.
You're coming up against one of the more experienced managers, head coaches at this level. Paul Warne's had great success, hasn't he? And he'll be setting you a tough test.
Oh, for sure. I think we know where Derby are. We know they're a big club. They're building back, if you like. They've got some real experience in their ranks who have been around the block. They're powerful. They make you defend a lot. And I don't think we can go there and be open and expansive because I think we'll get hurt. So it's going to be a real tough test with one of Paul Ward's side that, we know how they play. But it's going to be a really, really another tough game for us, along with the other games that are coming thick and fast through the Christmas period.
Yeah, it feels like Derby have found a bit more of their form. I'd seen question marks, as there always are, about what was going on at Derby a while ago, but it certainly seems like they've found their form.
Yeah, they've found their form, I think, and they've got some real good attacking players and experience, like I say, physical Collins up front, Lang on the wing, who's probably one of the best players in the league for me in that wide area. And then they've got real good experience at the back who can move the ball. So it's going to be another tough game for us to go again, but we'll try our best and try and get some points.
And defensively, is it a similar sort of performance to Wigan you're looking for from your backline against this on Thursday?
In what sense?
In terms of how they play the game and trying to pick up their attacking players.
Yeah, I think we've got to be really mindful of their attacking players, whether they go with 2 or whether they go with 3 up front. We've got to be really on it in that sense, and I think we're going to have to defend well. There's no doubt about it. We're away from home. We're going to have to defend well. I've been quite pleased in moments of games where we've defended quite resiliently as a back line, but I think the challenge we're having and we have to do better is when it's our time to have the ball, how do we have longer spells of the ball to try and create something or build something. And I think that's again one of the challenges we had on Saturday. We didn't really create. We didn't create, and we need longer spells of possession to do that, and we're going to need the same again at Derby.
And finally, a real vote of confidence from the fans in terms of the supporter numbers travelling in support of you to Derby. I think it's something like 1,700 tickets already sold.
It's amazing. I've always said, it's great to see the fans. It was great to see them at home again, and the players do appreciate the travelling crowd, and to get 1,700 down at Derby, which I think is going to be a rocking stadium, and we know Derby are going to have a lot of fans there, so it's going to be, a good game, hopefully with a good atmosphere, which is great for everybody.